Everybody.
Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
What's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you live and direct here on a Thursday night. I'm glad to be with y'all, man. We got a lot to get into when it comes into the world of sports, man. Hey, we're going to be talking about, Major League Baseball. August is ending. September is coming around the stretch here. Got a lot of things to talk about in the world of baseball. Aaron Judge has went crazy on the Cleveland Guardians. He hit another home run again. He looks like he's on
pace for 60.
On pace for 60 home runs again. So we'll talk about that. The amazing Mets, they had a couple of come from behind and walk-off home runs. This series against the Baltimore Orioles. So we'll talk about that. Hey, the WNBA recap. That's right. You know what we do. Ryan's going to lead the way with the WNBA.
My main man, Ryan on the
Guys.
Dan is not with us tonight, but Ryan's here. He's going to break down the WNBA. College football. College football is here. We're going to preview top 25 teams in the college football land. It's the first season for them hosting, I believe it's 8 playoff teams. Is it 12? 12 playoff teams?
Okay.
It's a lot more playoff teams now. So get ready for that. We'll talk about that and some other things. The Chasers Weekly Recap. But before we do all that, let's meet the crew. D-Dubs, what's going on? How are you, sir? What's going on today, man? How are you?
What's good, man? Glad to be here, man. Thursday Night Sports Chasers Podcast. Here we are again.
Gotcha. Shout out to all those that's in the comments on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Where else should be? Instagram, Facebook, I said, and Twitter. All this great stuff. Thank you for joining us, man. Make sure you chime in, man. Hey, if you want to support us, there's a couple ways to support us, man. Yeah, you can hit us up on YouTube in the super chats. You can do that for us if you want to support the show. That's one of the ways you can do it. And there's some other ways you can also support the show. It'll be streaming down at the bottom of our ticker, man. Hey, we got the angry one. What's up there, James, the angry one? What's good, bro? How are you tonight, sir?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing? Another Sports Chasers Thursday. Got my main man Ryan in the tuck. Talk about some WNBA here in a minute.
Oh God,
let's go.
You know it.
Keeping for Caitlin. Yeah. That's our segment.
The DA has dropped up. Shout out to my sister. She's watching. My mom, she's watching, man. And shout out to those folks in the comments. Thank you so much. Ryan's with us, man. Ryan, what's going on, bro? How are you tonight, sir? What's going on?
What's good, fellas? Another Thursday night. You know what I'm saying? We're here.
Yeah.
We're in the building talking sports, talking
Love
WNBA. It's prime right now. You know what I'm saying? It's good times. Got football season coming up, college football. It's an exciting time. So let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it, man. Like I said, DA had his connection to drop. He will be with us shortly, man. But let's get to the Chasers Weekly Recap, man. Hey, I'm gonna start it right off with a bang. Let's go to down to South Florida, where me and Ryan we're down at, and we had some news coming out of there. Here, I'll just say it, man. On this past Monday. Tua Tagovailoa, he was being interviewed by Dan Le Batard on his podcast, the Dan Le Batard show, and pretty much Tua gave an account of his experience being the signal caller, the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins at the time that Brian Flores, who was the head coach at the time, and pretty much said that he was not a good person. Tua, I want to say, not want to say, but that pretty much what came out of what Tua was saying, that he hadn't having good experience with him, and I'll just pass it to D-Dub. D-Dub, your thoughts on, well, D-Dub's, I'll give it to E. E, your thoughts on that situation.
Hey, man.
Uh-oh.
I mean, man, we've heard grumblings about Mr. Flores before, some good, some bad. To do it at this stage of the game, I don't know why you would do it, but it is what it is. The man said what he said. That was his perspective on how he felt during those times, and I really don't. That's all I got on that one, man. I mean, that's what I got. I can't even expound any further on that. That's it. It is what it is.
Gotcha. Ryan, your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts on that. It was kind of weird, the timing of it all, but he is sitting down with, the great Dan Le Batard. So, Dan's going to ask questions that's going to get people riled up. So,
Of course.
I don't think he came out and just said, hey, let me just, blast Flores. It was a question that was asked, and you can tell he wanted to get it off his chest, right? You can tell. Flores has this, conception of him as a coach that, he's trying to be like Bill Belichick. He comes from the Bill Belichick tree. So, that tough love, that, type of stuff. But, we all know, it's hard to coach like that, especially if you're not winning. So we saw it firsthand with Belichick. You know what I'm saying?
It's whole, right?
You win, you can talk your talk. But when you giving it to somebody, giving a player the business and talking down on them, and you're losing, it doesn't have the same effect. But like I said, it's just the timing was kind of weird. I thought everybody had moved on from it, but it looks like Tua never really got his say on the matter. You know what I mean? As far as what was said and things of that nature, and what he said was kind of jarring in a sense. He was, basically saying that, Flores would just come and just, I don't know if he's trying to motivate him, but just trying to say, hey, you shouldn't even be here. We didn't even want you. We wanted Herbert. The only reason why you're here basically is because the owner wanted you. Because remember, before Tua got hurt, when he had the hip injury at Alabama, before he was a consensus number one pick. It was tank for Tua.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, hurt his hip, was slow when, in training camp, his rookie season, and Flores, looked like he, kind of had an axe to grind with that situation. And we all know he did, because of the falling out with him and the Dolphins ownership group and things of that nature. So, yeah, so it is what it is. It just looked like that Tua just wanted to get that off his chest. And let's be honest, you know what I'm saying? Before people sit down and do an interview, they kind of have a template of what the questions are going to be asked. You just don't go into an interview blind. So we all knew it was going to be asked. You know what I mean? So it's scripted. It was scripted, but not scripted. If you understand what I mean. Yeah.
Nah, I got you. Go ahead, D-Dubs.
I say, yo, talk about taking the high road. I mean, he definitely didn't. Like, usually, like, people get asked these questions, well, especially coaches. Sometimes they be like, they moving on. They're not dealing with the past. Excuse me. They're not dealing with the past, and they're moving on. But he, for whatever reason, I don't know. I mean, we heard the rumblings and stuff. I don't know exactly. A lot of speculation, but he definitely had some issues with Tua, or just flat out didn't like the kid, and stuff happens. I think I would have took a different route. You know what I'm saying? Especially you in being a leader of men. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that it's not a good look for me personally. I don't think it's a good look for Flores. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's I guess he you move on, and I think he quickly wants to move on because he's in Minnesota now. If I'm not mistaken.
Minnesota's defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's in Minnesota now. So I don't think he wants to bring a whole lot of heat. But then again, I don't know. Maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe he did.
Yeah. And to his credit, he did allude to he had to learn from the situation. He's trying to be a better coach. So he took some accountability in what Tua was saying. He didn't deny it. That's for sure.
That's fair.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
fair. But
So he did take some accountability for it.
Yeah, I just think I would have did it differently. But
Yeah.
he's not me. I'm not him, and
Right.
he did what he did, and he took some accountability. I just think now it's just time to move on now. So
This is
it
what
is
he
what
said.
it is.
This is a direct quote. He said, "Part of coaching is correcting." Flores said, "I'm always going to correct. I'm always going to have a high standard. I've done a lot of reflecting on the situation, on communication. I think there's things that I could do better for sure. And I've grown in that way. And I've tried to apply the things I could do better and the things I learned over the last 2 or 3 years." Me and DA was talking on Monday when this was transpiring. And DA, and I'm going to pass it to him, me and DA seems to think that the Minnesota Vikings say, hey, you got to say something so we can get past this also. I'll give it to DA. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, that was part of it, man. They didn't want it hanging over them for the whole year. So, like I said, coaching styles, man. And whether or not it's that old adage, because, the NFL is in TV. Okay, NFL. Television is funny. They like to give these narratives of, it's a defensive coach, can't coach offensive players and all that bullshit. Not really. It's just his coaching style was off. That's all. And, he said things to him that you may have been able to say to a player 20 years ago, and that player kind of sucks it up and plays. And now you do it, and there's a different reaction from these kids. Like,
But he was coached by Nick Saban.
Yeah, well, that's Nick is a perfect orator, though. Like, so he's the guy that's going to get in your ass, did he? But at the same time, the next minute he's going to say something nice to you. You know what I'm saying? So, he'll let you know what you did wrong, and then let you know what you did right. So it wasn't always all gloom and doom with Saban, because that's not the way he coaches. It just seemed like, based on his comments, he never got any good words from this dude, even if they won a game. He didn't say anything good. So that's kind of where, as an athlete, you're like, damn, dog, you won. Oh, yeah, you can want better and you want perfection, but we did win. It's hard to do that. So get off my back, Basically, that's all he was saying. But, Flores said he learned, and whether he did or not doesn't really matter now because he's not coaching there anymore. So,
Yeah.
Whether he did or not doesn't really matter. We'll see what Minnesota's defense will do because they ain't going to have no offense. So we'll just see what their defense does.
Gotcha. Hey, they was able to get past it, like you said. They like Ryan was saying. It looks like Tua wanted to get this off his chest. He got it off his chest. Brian Flores had some accountability, and he said what he said. And there's coaching styles, and there's things how people, how they may want to, how they coach. Some people have a different approach. Hopefully, it's all to gain the same outcome, and that's just to win, man. So let's go to the next story. I'm gonna go ahead
real quick. And one thing, man, like Tua keeps receipts, man. Like, and he's gonna say it like he did with Ryan Clark when they said he was fat. When they did that, he will say it. Like, he'll come out and be like, yo, look, what now? Like, he ain't no soft Samoan. Like, he a Hawaiian dude. He's like, yo, what? That's the way he goes at it, because he went at Ryan Clark for his comment. When they said he looked like he wasn't in shape. So, who's going to say it? He going to say it. It ain't going to sit there on him. So, he doesn't seem like the one to let anything rest.
Yeah.
But he's good now. Don't get it. He's good.
Gotcha. Let's move on. We're going to stay in the same NFL vein. Let's talk about Tom Brady. Tom Brady has some things to say about, rookie quarterbacks from Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk. He says, rookie broadcaster Tom Brady knows he can't criticize individual quarterbacks without creating hard feelings from the players, their families, and their friends. That won't stop him from generally criticizing quarterbacks play, especially when it comes to young quarterbacks. During his recent conversation with Stephen A. Smith at the Fantastic Fan Fest, Brady bemoaned the game being dumbed down for rookie quarterbacks. And this is a direct quote. I think it's just a tragedy that we're forcing these rookies to play early, Brady said via sportingnews.com. But the reality is the only reason why they are is that we've dumbed the game down, which has allowed them to play. A tragedy, apparently, they also dumbed down English class when he was at Michigan. This is what Mike Florio says. Brady then says, which frankly makes no sense to me, matter how many times I read it, we used to spend hours and hours in the offense, Brady says, in training camp, trying to be a little bit better the next year. But I think what happens is it discourages the coaches from going to deep levels because they realize the players don't have the opportunity to go to a deep level. So they're just going to teach them where they're at. He also said there used to be college programs. Brady said now there are college teams. You're no longer learning a program. You're learning a playbook. I'll stop right there. I'll hand it to the angry one because we always talk about this, right? Angry one about coaching and QB starting. So I'll pass it to you first, sir. Go ahead.
Yo, man, where's the lie? I mean, I don't. I mean, I don't. I will say this. I think it's not only. That's not the only reason, but I do agree with what he said. I mean, we can see by the play. You know, you got some guys that'll catch fire right out the gate. Like my man from Houston. What's his
Stroud.
Yeah, thank you. Stroud. But then you're gonna have other guys that's gonna struggle for years and years. It all depends on where you land at. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on the development of that team that you go to.
Yes,
we talk about this endlessly on this show. You may be Jason Campbell or you may be Tom Brady. You never know. You never know. But I will say, on top of what Brady said, is that we all know that this is a money game, right? What's the first thing? You get a good quarterback. Oh, you got 4 or 5 years to roll the dice and sign everybody and anybody because you know when that 5th-year option hit, that's when that window is closed.
Exactly. The dynamics has changed.
Yeah. And it's all economics, man. You know what I'm saying? You go from 0 to 50 million in 5 years. So do what you must.
That's a good point. Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I understand what he's trying to say, and you know, he made some good points, made some questionable points to me. But when he came in the league, you know, he was, you know, wasn't a top pick. So he was able to sit and learn from Bledsoe and take his time. So I understand his point of view of it all. Right. And but like Angry One said, the dynamics have changed. Now you have a salary cap where teams, when they have a rookie, a quarterback on a rookie contract and he's good, you have to build around them now and play him now, right? Because that's when you can put the most around him because they're on that rookie scale. So now the salary cap is not so damning where, you know, you can't bring in a lot of players. That's why it's hard. It's hard for, you know, the Dallas Cowboys to go and want to sign CeeDee Lamb or what have you, because they know they're gonna have to sign Dak eventually, or do they want to keep Dak? So like the Angry One said, it's just the dynamics of it all. Does he make sense where, you know, with the college game that, you know, it's not really a program anymore? You know, it's I mean, let's be honest, it's always been a business. You know what I mean? It's always been, you know, underground handshakes and giving people money. It's just out in the open now. So you know, we ain't got to go there. But I do think he makes a good point where it's as if now players are just trying to get to the league and get to the league quick. Whereas in, you know, you have programs and you had where you can, even in college, you can sit behind people, but now and learn. But now everybody's just trying to go and get the bag. And so, or NIL deal, and you have to play to get an NIL deal. So you have to play quick. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be in the mix. So I see his point, but it was a wrong choice of words. anytime you start off with let's dumb it down, all right, come on, what you trying to say now? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do think Ryan and I'm going to disagree with you, but not totally, not wholeheartedly, right? So I'm gonna start with his statements, right, and where he's coming from. We all can say it's not that old man get off my lawn thing. What he's saying is from a quarterback's perspective of watching the game and watching the routes that are being run, watching the plays, seeing how complicated the plays are, seeing if they're easy. There's a difference, right? So that's why Tony Romo, who is not a great quarterback, can dissect the play in a second, because what he's saying is it's not hard to tell. There are 9 routes for wide receivers. And if you're only seeing 3 of them run, you got a dude on the team that only runs the 9, which is a fly straight down the field. They're only running that route. Doesn't run anything else the rest of the game, then it makes it easy for the quarterback, right? So I think he's saying that it's bad for the kids. It's bad for the quarterbacks that they are forced to play early rather than getting a chance to sit and learn the game. Now, as you guys say, I agree. It is economics, right? So if you get Caleb Williams, you got to play. But the difference is, and this is where I can say that Chicago is going to benefit, because they are actually doing the Russell Wilson. Me and Kev talked about this when it was happening with Seattle, way back, because you can't just get a young quarterback and say, "Oh, listen, man, we're going to have these cheap years." Everybody gets that. What Seattle did was he already had a running back, a defense, and a pretty good offensive line, and maybe a receiver or 2. And he was not expected to even be the quarterback. They brought the dude over from Detroit, was supposed to be the quarterback. He beat him out. But so his offense was for sure a dumbed down offense. 1-2 routes. If you don't see it, take off. Make it happen. But that's what he did. Gave the ball to Marshawn a lot and had a good defense. So the reason I said Chicago did well was because they already knew they had the number 1. They knew who was coming. And before he got there, they bought all the groceries. They got defensive players, offensive players. So all they got to do is sit this kid in the middle of it. This is all you got to do, son. You're good. Don't do nothing else. Just do this. We got a crew around you. You're going to be straight. Now, other rookies, don't play Drake May, because there's nothing around them. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. So your boy in Denver, he's going to start this kid. They don't have an infrastructure. Yeah, Bo Nix, and he's a good quarterback. Played, I think, 6 years in college, believe it or not. So 5 or 6 years. He went Auburn, and then I think he did 3 years. 2 years at Auburn and 3 years at Oregon. So he's got a lot of snaps. He knows the game. He played on the center. Good quarterback. But if I go to an IT term, they don't have the infrastructure. So he may get out there and get murdered. But it can be good as hell. Now, same thing with Houston. Think about what they had when he got there. Good offensive line. Nico knew what he's getting. Running backs, and they built a hell of a defense out there. You don't know nobody's name, but they play all game. So all those things work in the quarterback's favor, and it works. The last point I'll make is that pro football, when we were kids, everybody wanted to emulate pro football. Pro football now emulates college football. They take the play concepts, take the routes. They're pro. You never heard of pro teams bringing in college coaches or going to college coaches for offense. That was never it when we were young, because the hash marks are different. There are differences in the game. But because of the 7-on-7, and these kids start throwing so early, 7-on-7 turns into college football because that's all you're doing. Same thing. Same plays, same routes, same air raid techniques. Everything that they're doing 7-on-7 in high school, they do in college. College coaches don't have the time to teach. You know, my man Urban Meyer said, listen, they said, dude, you know, Tim Tebow's not a good quarterback. Do you feel it was your responsibility to make Tim Tebow a good pro quarterback? Urban Meyer said, no. Our responsibility is to win championships in Florida.
Yeah, and you also can play to
them.
Yeah,
they're not teaching them anything.
Right. You also got you also got to play to a quarterback's strength.
Yeah. So
you know what I'm saying? So
that's the thing with college football. You get to recruit the kid you want because that kid does what you like. Ryan Day is not getting the quarterback in Ohio State that doesn't do Ryan Day things.
Right.
Period. Like you that's you got strong arm, do this, do that. He don't care if you can run because he didn't care if CJ Stroud could run. He didn't want CJ Stroud to run. You go to certain colleges. This is the type of quarterback we're going to have because this is the type of offense that we run. We need a strong arm dude. Like Mississippi's going to have a strong arm guy that can run. But that's the way Lane Kiffin does his thing. And you can recruit what you want. Now, the pros are kind of similar and you can draft what you want. But if someone's not there, then you can't have them and you got to adjust. And like Mike Tomlin says, and on this note, coaches are running away from coaching.
That's where I want to go at. That's where I want to go at. What Mike Tomlin said. Yeah, coaches pretty much on this level. He's saying his opinion. They're not trying to coach. So what are you doing?
Not no more. They're getting checks, big ass checks.
I will also add to this real quick. I would just this thought just hit me. Is that again to piggyback off what DA said? It's economics, right? Why is another reason why we dumbing it down so we can get more of these casual fans in here for this viewership.
Easier to explain.
It all goes
right?
hand in hand, gentlemen.
Yeah, that's because Kev, we're the oldest here, right? But I can remember there was a time where there were shows on TV. Or they would have a piece of like the Sunday whatever show with Jane Kennedy and them, Irv Cross, where they would have a section of the show to explain football to women.
Damn,
this
you
is the 70s. Now it could be sexist now.
Yeah, he went Jane
old
Kennedy.
Enough to remember.
And Irv Cross.
They used to have a piece. Irv Cross, Jimmy the Greek, and I can't remember. I think Musburger, right? Was it Musburger?
Yeah, Musburger. Yeah, the CBS show.
Right.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. So that was now they had a section of that show. They would take a few minutes every week to explain football to women. Now you get canceled for it, but they're not doing that no more. They're just making it simple. They're just making it simple.
Well, there goes the dumb down effect. That's what Brady is saying. Listen, man. As far as I'm concerned, man, I don't see there's nothing that he said that's wrong. I kind of agree. Matter of fact, Brady, he might as well just come and join this show because for the most part, he said a lot of stuff that we've said over the years.
Yes, we have.
And we've said this stuff, man. Yo, it has. But again, we understand that it's the business. Ryan alluded to it. Angry One, DA, y'all alluded to all of that. It's the business of the game. The NFL had changed this game. So, teams have just learned how to adapt for good or for bad. For the mostly is not development of the quarterbacks because back in the day, like Tom was saying, you used to sit on the bench and you develop the quarterback. Now it's everybody wants to win this championship, and you only have a certain window, right, to try to get it done. And if you could get it done for the cheap, everybody looks at that Seattle Seahawks team. If you could get it for the cheap, a cheap quarterback, or San Francisco was the next one to almost do it. If they was almost able to get a championship off of Purdy. And I mean, they got it that would have been cheap.
If they would have ran the ball in the second half.
They almost got it off of Kaepernick too back in the day. Same formula.
Almost got it off of Jimmy Garoppolo. It's the system.
But this is what the game is now.
Yeah, so this case y'all all forgot.
I'm not mad at Tommy. That's just it is what it is. I think most of us older guys who's been watching football over the years, and we know what we know.
Yeah.
And the game is different, and these guys, it is dumbed down. It is for them to catch up, whether they good or not, so they can get out there and perform as best they can. And like I said, some of it is, some of these guys are really, really good, and some of these guys we've seen bad football. I don't think most people know what type of football they're watching right now. I don't think they really know what good football is, to be honest with you.
Well, I can also play devil's advocate and say, okay, okay, Tom is coming from a perspective of a pocket quarterback, right? Who's not athletic, who can't get out of the pocket, and he's good in the pocket to evade and make plays, but he's not running. So he's coming at a perspective as, I'm a pocket quarterback. I need to make my reads and do this read and do this read and think the game, because I'm not super athletic. Mm-hmm. What, like in sports, what do people always say? I want my athletes to just play and stop thinking. Just go out, like play. Right. But
use your instincts.
Yeah, right.
Instinctual.
But with the quarterback position, it's known to be a high intellectual position, right? Where you have to, not only do you have to have a arm or the accuracy or or the awareness to get the balls in this tight zone or
out your hands real quickly,
right? Or know what audible to call. I don't even think teams call audibles anymore. It's just like
there's no more Omaha.
No, that's what I was saying. Since Peyton Manning, we haven't seen it.
So he's looking at the game at the way he played it, right? I can say it's not dumbed down, because now you have the read option. So if you're a running quarterback, you can do the read option. You gotta know that there's a lot more plays. They might, it might look dumbed down, but I don't think that's the right word to use, to be honest with you. I really don't.
I don't know. The wording is, you could be right with that. But I'm gonna let you know that the read option it's from an offensive perspective, it is not hard to do. You get the ball, you come back, you look at the defensive end. If he crashes down, you keep it. If he don't, you hand it off. It's right.
It's hard for the defense though to read it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because
So I mean,
but I will say this about
Tom.
Tom.
Part of the game.
Yeah. No, I will say this about Tom. I agree with you. I will say this. And Kevin and I talked about this briefly. And it's just funny that he's not, as a retired player, people are thinking he's kind of throwing rocks over. But he said when he was in the league, at the end, he complained about the way they called defense, how they wasn't allowing the defenses to play anymore, that they made it too offensive. And he was saying this when he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
In Tampa Bay.
He did.
Gotta give him credit for that. Absolutely.
He benefited for some of the stuff, but he did call it out.
Oh no, he weaponized the pass interference.
No, he did. Yeah,
by himself. He weaponized
that intercept. That was not the interception.
The
pass
fumble.
Interference. Oh. No, I'm talking about the pass interference. He throwing it all the way down the field.
He weaponized that play.
The back shoulder. He was a match with the back shoulder, getting the pass interference on the back shoulder.
The thing with this is what I'm trying to
He's
tell
smart.
you.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about him even completing the pass, man.
That's what I'm saying.
He would have a dude run on the 9 route, get interfered with, and throw the ball.
Correct.
Because in the NFL, you get the ball where the foul occurred. He did that to the Jaguars and got to the Super Bowl and won it. He did that back in the days in the Super Bowl against Carolina. Had a pass interference on that last drive. Like, he weaponized that call. And it's cool. He can tell you now, I did it Stupid ass. You know.
Yo, man, he's only using he's only
using
what it was. I'm not mad at him.
Yeah, he's only using the stuff that he had at his disposal, and like Ryan said, he was smart dude.
And the NFL gave it to him. So
he thought he's a thinking quarterback. I mean, there's different stuff. There's like all quarterbacks think. I don't want to say that the running quarterbacks don't think, because they do. But his strength, his strength is thinking the game, manipulating the game with his high IQ, like we're alluding to.
That's his expectation of. That's his thing. That's his expectation of all quarterbacks. So he's saying, yeah, you can run the ball, but you can do that too, right? And I caution, or I would like to ask everyone that's watching, if you get a chance, go to the Cam Newton podcast. He has certain ones where he'll tell you, like, yo, yeah, I ran, but I also did this, that, this check down, that, you know.
Correct.
And he can explain to you, even for folks that thought that Cam was a dummy, that he was very
far
no
from
dummy.
it. Far.
He was no
yeah,
dummy.
no, but I say that because you know what, they throw that moniker. He's athletic. He's just an athletic dude, but they don't do that with Josh Allen. But let's go, Kevin, to something else, because you know how I feel about Josh Allen.
Let's move on. Hey, Major League Baseball is considering this. I meant to get at this last week. This is from Sports Illustrated, from who's this? Stephen Douglas. In an attempt to speed up the pace of play, MLB introduced a pitch clock along with a few other new rules last season. Despite some early complaints, players adjusted and the average length of game dropped from over 3 hours in 2022 to 2 hours and 40 minutes in 2023. While it seems like most people have accepted the changes and even started to get used to them, it is important to remember that baseball is like fashion, and fashion is never finished. And that is why MLB is now considering new rules about starting pitching in an attempt to restore the prominence of the starting pitcher and somehow reduce pitcher injuries, according to ESPN's Jesse Rogers. The plan: make all starters pitch at least 6 innings. Don't worry, he says. There are exceptions. If a pitcher throws 100 pitches, gives up 4 more earned runs, or gets injured, he can leave early. This would take great institutional change that teams would have to start developing pitchers to build up their pitch counts in the minor leagues, and pitchers would need to work on their repertoire to be able to get through a lineup 3 times. As for the injuries, it would make guys focus less on velocity and more on stamina. Proponents of the 6th inning. Do I need to read on? Go ahead.
Oh, no, listen, no,
you don't, man. I'm just saying. Hold on, D. I just want to know, where have we gone? Where have we gone that we need this to be implemented? What happened to guys just wanting to pitch? Now we did pitch count.
Back. That goes back to Eric and Ryan. It's the money. It's like what's the dude? It's the money, man. It always goes back to the money.
It's protecting your assets.
Yes. So what MLB is saying is what, again, I'm old. What all of us old guys would like to see is starting pitchers pitch maybe a whole game once in a while, so I can see what you got. Like, I don't need to have a situation like Washington where what's your man, Kev? Golly gee, Strasburg. You get to a certain amount of innings in a season, and whether you're going to the playoffs or not, you get pulled by your agent. So that's what your contract says. We can't do that. If you can pitch whole games, I'm leaving your ass out there. Don't come off the mound looking at me. No. Back, go. Finish up. They even take pitchers out throwing no hitters.
Oh well, yeah. Look at Dan's man.
They had Skeens. Skeens was throwing a no hitter, and they pulled him. I'm like, the dude's a rookie. Like, what are you pulling him for?
He was at 101 pitches, and I was like, wow,
never.
Nah,
they would have had to fight me.
Listen. I know I'm kind
fight
of
me
like.
off the mound.
Let me get on this. When I read this, I was like, this is the dumbest thing, man. And I'm with you. I was like, yo, it's like you baby these guys. What happened? Let me just read this stat real quick. In 2023, 30 complete games were pitched in the major leagues, which is only one more than the 60-game season in 2020. This is decreased due to shorter averages, starts, and more innings pitched by relievers. In the 20th century, complete games became less common, and by the 2020 season, only 0.07% of starts were complete, compared to the 1982 season when there was 93 complete games.
That's 60 more complete games, right? But let me take it back to the money again, fellas. All right. The reason they want to do this is
why are you whispering?
You have more relievers, because you can have more relievers on your roster.
Joe Biden effect.
1 or 2 or 3 on your roster, right? Then you're paying. They can all ask for large contracts because they all pitch their 1-2 innings and do really well, right? So they do that, and now you're paying more pitchers money. They want to cut down what they're paying. So if I'm paying Kevin, who has to go 6 or 7, then I'm paying less relievers because I don't need that many relievers because Kevin has to go 7 innings. It's all about the money, man. I don't know, like that. I don't know. That's not helping the game. I mean, yeah, I don't know how many minutes it takes from for Kev to run from the bullpen out to the mound and warm up. That's a few minutes that's on the clock, but it's going to happen at some point in the game anyway. Because after 7, Kevin gets the hook, and then Ryan comes in. And I blame my Yankees. I tell folks that know baseball, it's our fault. Mel Stoudemire did it. It was him. The Yankees started 6. Then they
you're right about that.
Then they put in Mariano, and then they put in Wet. It happened like that for a whole year, and we won the World Series.
Yeah, if you start,
listen, we pulled David Cone. David Wells pitched 6. This is how we kept the old dudes. Dave Cone 6 innings. Dave Wells 6 innings. 6 innings. And then Nelson, Stanton, and Wetland or Nelson Rivera.
Yeah.
Well, Rivera's only closing though. He coming in the 9th inning. He
before he talking about the first.
Okay.
He was middle reliever, and Wetland was the closer.
He came in.
Got you.
He was only there for the 8th, and Wetland closed the door. I would turn the TV off when Mariano came in. I know this game's over now.
And Wetland came from where? The Montreal Expos.
Yes, sir.
Did he? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. And John Wetland would mow him down, and then the TV is off. Sometimes by the time Stanton got in, I'm like, I'm going to bed.
John Wetland was that dude, boy. That first year the Yankee won.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was.
Like I said, I know that we started that thing. I think that we had a few no-hitters, right? Because Wells threw one that year. Within those years, Wells had no-hitter. David Cone threw a no-hitter. So we still could get dudes to go the distance. And my thing is that we have to push these guys to go the distance. I know dudes that play travel baseball, and I know their fathers. And like I told y'all a few weeks ago, they're telling these kids get the surgery before they get Tommy John. So they don't get Tommy John. So listen, the thing is, these kids have to pitch a lot of innings when they're young. So you're used to pitching a lot of innings when you're old. So again, it's like AAU basketball, like flag football or 7-on-7. It all starts at the youth level. If you do it right there, this is why you'll do it right. You'll do it right in the majors. And this is why, don't get on I love my red, white, and blue. Got it on. This is why other countries overtake us in every sport. This is the reason why Dominicans do what they do. Why? Because they pitch all games, and then they go pitch another game, and then they go pitch around the block before their mother calls them in the house. They don't get tired. because this is what we do.
They also don't eat the food that we eat either.
Yeah, but yeah. So well, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just where we at.
This is a consideration. Just pitch, man. Just pitch.
Yeah, but
just pitch.
Got to start. It's got to start.
Stop babying the pitch.
Well, you can't
pretty much load manage the pitcher.
Well, that's the contracts they signed, though, Kev. Yeah. This is like I'm saying. This is why Shohei came in and fucked up the world.
Right.
Why he getting paid so much? Because he pitched whole games and hit home runs in those same games. Because in Japan, they do that.
So Kev,
player.
So they're saying.
Go ahead, Ryan.
So they're saying you have to stay in the game for 6 innings unless you're hurt or
unless you got 100 pitches already in your pitch count.
Mm-hmm. If you throw 100 pitches, four runs or more unruns or get injured, you can leave.
Okay, that's what I was getting at. I'm like, well, what if you just having a bad day? You got to stay in there. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, so the four runs thing is the caveat I wanted to hear.
Proponents, let me just read this. Proponents of a 6-inning mandate hope the biggest impact would take place behind the scenes. The belief that pitchers would have to stop relying heavily on max velocity and would set up their training around navigating long starts rather than overpower stuff. In theory, starters pacing themselves to pitch deeper into games, the alarming rate of major arm injuries suffered by pitchers, and also give hitters a better chance at the plate. That's what their thinking is. But I get it. But like DA said, it all starts in the youth with youth travel ball and all that stuff. And, they're throwing curveballs and sliders and stuff like that at 6. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Let me move right along.
Hold on, Nolan Ryan too. I'm gonna check and see for next week how many full games Nolan Ryan threw, and he threw the ball 100 miles an hour for 20 years. So let's stop the cap.
And he never got pulled when he was about to throw a no-hitter. I think he has the most in the history of the game.
Nolan Ryan, how many complete games? I mean, we ain't got to wait. He please hold on.
I know he has the most no-hitters.
Nolan Ryan had 2. This can't be.
Oh, it is.
It is.
He had 222. He had 222 complete games in his career. Holy smokes.
How many years?
Hold on.
He played 20 years.
Yeah, 222. Wow.
Yeah, and he beat up Robin Ventura.
Oh, that was funny. Yes.
he gave
Ryan threw a record 7 no-hitters during his major league career, 3 more than any other pitcher. The no-hitter span over 3 decades. A pitcher in those 7 games, Ryan's accumulated a total of 94 strikeouts and 26 walks, a ratio of 3.6 strikeouts per walk. His career KBB was 2.0. Well, there you have it.
He only threw 3
the Ryan Express.
He threw a fastball, a cutter, and a slider.
A beast.
He didn't throw any curveballs. He threw everything overhand. Hey, man, listen. Yeah, Maddox did what he did, and they need more Maddoxes out there because you'll last longer. But, no one wants to be the professor. No one wants to do that. So.
DA a couple years ago with the whole Washington Senators, he absolutely almost had an aneurysm with Strasburg. He's like, Kev, this guy's like 25 years old. What are we doing? What do you mean we're shutting it down in August?
He just recently retired too, right?
Yeah, he just recently retired. Correct. He just recently retired, man.
Me and Dusty had a stroke that day.
That's wild.
I gotta move on. Joey Votto, he sent this story in the chat yesterday. Joey Votto has announced his retirement. The 40-year-old first baseman spent 17 major league seasons with the Cincinnati Reds before signing with the Blue Jays in an off season, but he was never able to get back to the majors in 2024. Votto retires a 6-time All-Star who won a Gold Glove and the 2010 National League most valuable player. Drafted out of high school by the Reds in the second round in 2002. Votto debuted with the Reds in September of 2007 at age 23. He was immediately productive, slashing 321, 360, 548, and 89 plate appearances. His Votto finishes with 2135 hits, 459 doubles, 356 home runs, 1,144 RBIs, 1,171 runs, and his WAR was 64.5. He had a career average of 94. 2135 is his career batting. 2135, 2,135.
I'm just trying to see if he reached any HOF numbers.
Is he getting in?
No.
He was a good player for Cincinnati Reds, man.
He'll be in the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame, but
Cincinnati Hall of Fame. But he was a good player, man. He was definitely a good player, man. But
for you to be that good for that long on that sad ass team,
yeah. Joey Votto was just played for the Cincinnati Reds, dog.
That's get a sympathy vote.
That's it, man.
He don't have those numbers though. Like I was looking for.
He don't have that. He don't. I don't think he has that.
Nah, he don't have that.
3,000 hits we got him in.
He ain't got no
hits we got him in.
Yeah, he doesn't have those magic hits, man. Let me go ahead. I'm sorry.
Next.
No, go ahead. Did you have something? I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna go to the Major League Power rankings, but before we get that, hey, here's a word from BetStamp.
Go.
Hey yo, this is DA from the Sports Chasers. I got some dope news for y'all. The Sports Chasers have partnered with BetStamp to bring you a betting super site store where you guys can peruse up and down the aisles to find the betting site that matches your city with your needs. So for that, just go to our sign up at signupexpert.com/sportschasers and get rich or bet trying. Peace.
Thank you. That's a word from BetStamp. Shout out to the DA for that word. Hey, let me get to the Major League Power rankings real quick before we move along. According to CBS Sports, you got the Philadelphia Phillies. They're number one, 74-52 record as of yesterday. The LA Dodgers, 76-52. They're number two. My New York Yankees, as I said earlier, they're 75-53. Took 2 out of 3 from the Cleveland Guardians. Aaron Judge continued his tear, his pace. He's pacing to get 60 home runs. And what's funny about that, Soto's having just a slad. Go ahead.
Can we get a second on that?
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
Break.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look, man, this is going to be a problem because the numbers that Soto is probably going to deserve, you can't pay him more than Judge. No matter what happens, the Yankees can't pay him more than Aaron Judge because he doesn't do more than Aaron Judge, as good as he is. Now, I don't know if they can do some side. Listen, we'll give you a building in Harlem or something. Tournaments in the Bronx, and maybe a brownstone or two on President Street out in Brooklyn.
But DA,
something.
DA. I mean, if that's an issue, you can't give him more than Judge. Then you give him more than Judge, and you just give Judge an extension. Just give him more. I mean, the Yankees got money, right? I mean, that's no big deal. There's no way Soto's leaving New York.
Yeah, you can't.
We always said New York, LA has the biggest pocketbooks. There's no way nobody's gonna outbid.
Y'all know who his agent is, right? Ooh. Scott Boras.
Oh, goddamn.
You know, he's a pain in the ass when it comes to this stuff, and he's gonna make him go to. He's gonna make him go to free agency.
Of course, he's supposed to. That's his job. But you're gonna pay. And that's why Judge didn't leave. He could have left. He didn't leave.
Yeah.
I think with Ohtani, everybody wanted Ohtani, but he just wanted to be in LA.
Yeah.
So he was with the Angels, and Mike Trout just can't stay healthy. So they thought that was going to be a devastating combination, like a Soto and a Judge.
But that's the
you know what I mean?
Yankees that need that 1-2 punch since Jeter and A-Rod won. So we haven't had it since. So.
Yeah,
we thought we was going to get it with Stanton, but Stanton can't stay healthy enough. So.
No.
Yeah, but Stanton doesn't hit for average, man.
You're right.
He's just a long ball guy. If it's not a home run, it's nothing. He doesn't put the ball in play. Listen, I watched him all those years. I watched him all those years with the Marlins. You know, I mean, they even had a name for him, the Whiffer, because it's either a strikeout or a home run.
I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah,
100% right, Brian.
Yeah, so let me tell you guys, I never ever thought that the Yankees needed Stanton. It was just a Derek Jeter thing, you know, and when Jeter was there running the Marlins and was giving New York a solid. You guys never needed him. He's a right-handed bat. You know what I'm saying? You didn't need no right-handed power bat, man. Soto is a perfect fit in New York. There's no way he leaves. And another thing, he looks like he can't grow any facial hair, so you ain't got to worry about that shit.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
He couldn't be a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
Let me move on. The Orioles are 4. The Brewers are 5. The Guardians are 6. The Padres are 7, 72 and 56. The Padres are quietly doing their thing.
I told you.
The Twins are number 8. The Royals number 9.
Very surprising.
Ryan's Astros 68 and 58. They're doing their thing. They're number 10. The Diamondbacks are 11. The defending National League champs, they're 11. The Braves, with their crazy season, are 12. The Red Sox are 13. The Mets are 14. The spiraling Seattle Mariners, who fired their manager Scott Service this afternoon, they are number 15, and they're down 3 spots from last week. They're currently 64 and 64, man. So that's Major League Baseball. Like I said, we are turning the corner here in August, round in September, and look for some good wild card races,
cold, baby,
and playoff races to go on.
Please.
With the Long Johns on.
Watch out for DAs and my adopted teams out there in the West. I remember saying I didn't understand what was going on in Arizona, and DA told me, he said, "Look, youngin, they got carryover from last year. They're a little banged up. They'll be fine." Exactly what he said. And look, the mighty Dodgers, ladies and gentlemen, the mighty Dodgers are only 4 games up on both Arizona and San Diego. That's just something to keep an eye on.
Has any team been more snake bitten than the Atlanta Braves? I mean, they could get an injury. Gosh, they get an injury to a star player like every 2 weeks, like season ending,
and still there, still there,
and still in striking distance. I mean, you know, they won their World Series when Acuna got hurt that one year. But man, I mean, they lost. I mean, Acuna, he's so good, man. So to lose him is already hard enough. But then they started losing pitchers and rotational players. It was crazy, and they're still there, like you said, DA. Still there.
Yeah. They might have 2 Acunas in the lineup next year, so be crazy when him and his little brother get up. So
definitely. That's the power rankings. No, did I get 16 in there? What I said, 16. Yeah, no, I said the Giants, the San Francisco Giants. They're 65 and 64 out in the National League West. Let me move on to college football. I'm just going to give you a little dose of college football. College football is about to start
next week.
Colorado Buffaloes. That's Kev's team. Buffalo.
Actually, we got games this week. This weekend, I believe. I don't.
Yes.
I'll put it up here.
Florida State, Georgia Tech at noon. They're in Dublin.
Is Florida State gonna be crying still?
They're still mad.
They're still mad. Okay,
I'm still mad. You're damn right. We should be crying because
they're gonna be all right.
Because all I ever hear, all I ever hear in sports is next man up, right? All I ever hear in sports is, hey,
tell him, Ryan.
Hey, next man up. Hey, the main thing is winning and all that shit. And that dude was undefeated, bro.
Yep.
They got you.
Ryan, you would have been mad at me, boy. Where was you? Why you ain't come on? Because I was I was giving y'all the business.
I was on a couple of times talking about it.
Yeah, Ryan did come on. He came on.
You punk asses. Yeah. What are you crying about, suckers?
Guys.
That was definitely a guys moment. Because that was bullshit. He ain't gonna tell me shit. I don't care. I can tell me whatever. That was bullshit. I'm sorry.
Right.
Let me read according to CBS Sports. Shout out to CBS Sports. They're on our take on our website, sportschaserspodcast.net. According to CBS Sports, the AP top 25, you got Georgia number 1, Ohio State number 2, Oregon number 3, Texas number 4, Alabama number 5, Ole Miss number 6, Notre Dame number 7. They open up against Texas A&M. Penn State is number 8, Michigan number 9, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Saturday at 12 p.m. You got Missouri at number 11. You got Utah at number 12. You got LSU at number 13. They play on Sunday, September 1st against USC. Clemson and Georgia, they get it on next week, 12 o'clock p.m. Tennessee is number 15. Oklahoma is number 16. Oklahoma State is number 17. Kansas State is number 18. The University of Miami, they're number 19. They open up against Florida in the Swamp next Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Texas A&M, they play Notre Dame. That game is next week, 7:30 p.m. prime time. Arizona is number 21. Kansas is 22. USC is 23. North Carolina State is number 24. And rounding up the top 25 is Iowa at number 25. I'll pass it to the DA.
Did you say USC is number what?
USC is number 23.
Oh, yeah, they got Pete Carroll down there now, and he's gonna be helping Lincoln Riley, right?
Yeah, teacher.
Yeah, he's Lincoln Riley said, he said he'll welcome to any assistance from Carroll. So, we'll see.
Shout Pete Carroll. Okay.
Go ahead, DA.
DA, what your thoughts on this?
I was trying to pull up because NCAA is funny. I'm looking for like the NIL team rankings, like which teams are paying the most NIL money.
Oh, that's interesting.
That would probably equate pretty closely to your list of top 25 teams. But Georgia, their offensive line is huge. Like that's like they all weigh like 350 pounds, 6'8". And running back like Georgia is running back So doesn't matter who's playing quarterback, they're going to be good. The defense is going to be hard hitting. A lot of big names at Notre Dame. I think they have Jerome Bettis' son, Plaxico Burr's son, Ryan Clark's son, and somebody else's son is there.
I hope they pat him down before he come on campus. I'm sorry.
Plaxico, sir?
If you know, you know.
Yeah. Well, Plax said he good. He said,
Man, we don't let stuff go here on this show.
Man.
I think
hard.
I think Laney is going to win it this year. Believe it or not, I think Mississippi Ole Miss is probably going to. I would put them up today. I'm going to just dark horse. That's going to be my national champion, unless Laney fucks it up. Which Laney fucks things up sometimes. Who else we got there? Ohio State. They got a great team. This is Ryan Day's. Like, if he don't do it this year, it's a wrap for him. They're hard out there. Like, you can do everything good and lose to Michigan, and that's it. And if they lose to Michigan this year, they'll fire him. His card key won't work on Sunday when he goes into work, it won't work.
Man.
He won't be able to put his card key there if they lose. Who else? Miami's a surprise that they're in there. North Carolina State surprised me.
That's no surprise. DA, that's no
They were a
surprise
good
with
team
Miami.
last year. They were a good team last year, but
we're talking about the
defense is good.
We're talking about the NIL rankings, right? This is
NIL
rankings.
No, I'm not talking about them just being on the power rankings. I think they're 16 or something like that, right, Kev?
I thought you was doing NIL rankings. Who had the best?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Notre Dame. You said Notre Dame, correct?
No,
that's what I said. No, Miami.
Miami's number 19. Miami's number 19.
Okay, yeah, they had a good team last year as well. Their defense is really coming on. They got a good
quarterback. If the coach can just get out the damn way.
Well, that's
Jesus.
College football is about coaching. That's how they keep their money there. Even if they're not really coaching, they make it look like it. I'm surprised Alabama's still at 5, but that's probably at this point more due to the players that are there than the.
You think they should be higher, or that's what you're saying?
No, I didn't think they'd be that high because they lost safety.
So okay.
We got to see what this new coach has. What he's doing, right? Because he didn't come from a program this big with this much pressure. So taking over in Alabama is not it's like taking over Sears, a huge company, because Alabama's a brand. They're not even a team anymore. So if we get like Tom Brady said, being a school and now they're just a team. No, they're a brand. Alabama's a brand. There's something different. They're not even a team.
So let me ask you: Do they have the players? Then that's
they got the players.
Alabama always got the players.
That's what he was saying. That's why
they're probably 5 because of the kids on the team. The quarterback is a Heisman Trophy. What you call him?
Yeah, they still had a top 3 recruiting class. They're always gonna get 5-star players, man.
So like you're saying, so it's just the question of the coach. If the coach can coach, can he coach these guys? Okay, I got you.
So look, you see, Texas is there, right? So Texas is number 4, and then number 1 on NIL. Alabama, who is number 5, is number 2 on NIL.
So Texas has spent the most money. Wow.
Texas pockets are long,
Ohio State University. Okay. Yeah. Texas. Yeah. Listen. Manning is getting. He was getting $1 million last year. Didn't play, so he's getting $1 million this year.
And Is he starting correct or no?
No, he's not going to play. Clint Ewers is the quarterback. Ohio State University, $13.6 million, and they're number 2. USC, I don't know what the hell going on there.
Man, is still not playing? Damn.
No, he ain't playing yet. Because Clint Ewers said he's going to stay another
What's this, his second year or third year?
Second
year. Okay. So he's going to stay 2 years in college. Georgia, number 1 team, they're number 5. Colorado, boy, they're not even ranked. They're getting $12 million. Dion. Michigan.
I'm sorry, I'll go back to
that. They're not ranked. And they're there.
No, Michigan is ranked.
Michigan is 9th.
Michigan is number 9. Michigan is number 9. Yeah.
Okay, so they're good with their money at about the same, 7 and 9. Oregon is top 5, and they 8, and then Tennessee. I hope my boy David's getting money out there in Tennessee. Florida State's they're there. LSU is going to pay. I just don't know if the coach is good. I really don't. And my brother out there at Penn State, man. God, I don't know who you got pictures of, man, but I'll tell you what. Penn State don't win shit. They don't win the damn bowl games. Oklahoma, wow. They're not up there either. They got 9.7 million. Texas A&M, a rich school. 9.3, Notre Dame 8.6. Miami 8.2. South Carolina, they're not even ranked. So where's that money going to? Clemson, they got $7.8 million, and they're not ranked either, right? Clemson's not ranked, Kev, right?
Clemson's not on. No, hold on. Clemson. Did I say Clemson's 14? Clemson's 14.
14. Okay, cool. And with South Carolina, are they not ranked?
South Carolina's not ranked. No, correct. And then to round out that you got Florida 7.8, Ole Miss 7.3, Auburn 6.9, Washington 6.9, Missouri 6.8, North Carolina 6.8, and Kentucky 5.9. That rounds up your top 25 for NIL deals, and that's as of February.
I think we keep a track of that. Because that money amount shouldn't change, right? So
Correct.
Like we could track over the course of the season the teams that weren't ranked but aren't ranked from a football perspective that are ranked in the NIL perspective. We'll see if that NIL money, if the money was good money spent, right? Because if you're not ranked, but you're ranked on the NIL, that means you expect to be in that top 25 by the end of this year because you paid the money. So we'll see. You know, they are still kids. That's where I look at it. Kevin doesn't think that because they're getting paid, but they're just summer youth kids. You know, they're just,
Yo, they're not kids, DA. Stop, man. They get paid.
Oh, they are kids. Yeah, I got paid as a kid too.
Oh no.
Me
you
and
wasn't bringing that. You wasn't bringing that type of bread in. Oh no, you wasn't. Oh no, we're not doing that. No.
Me and DA last year when this whole thing, and when he always said, "Kev, I love you like my brother." When he says that,
that means I'm exasperated, man. You know, I'm like, oh,
he said, "Kev, give it up, stop it." And here I come because I can't stop. I'd be like,
"They kids,
man, I love it.
I love it, kids, man. They still kids.
They are kids getting paid. They are kids.
They're getting paid. Getting paid off the strength of somebody's stupidity. Hey, it is what it is, man. Blame the NCAA.
What it is.
They should have had their ducks in a row when they had the chance.
They should when that school in Chicago, the smart kids at Northwestern say, "Yo, dog, we want to unionize."
Yep.
They should have just let it go and had it on the cheap, and everybody gets $100. But they didn't want to do that, so it's what it is.
Yep. So definitely, I'm looking for this. Plug this. Hey, on Monday nights, man. Instead of waiting until Thursday nights, hey, we're gonna have the Sports Chasers football night, Monday night blitz, where we talk about college football and the NFL for a whole hour. It used to be Fourth and Short in the college gridiron show. We kind of combined it.
Never short. It was never short.
No, it's definitely never short. Definitely never short. Yeah, Fourth and Short. Yeah, we started 30 minutes, and we was like, man, we take the 5 best games, and then. We just couldn't do it, man. Well, that's what Mike Mills is calling it. He said it should be 4th and damn long, and that's what it was. So we're gonna combine both of them. And Monday nights, if please join us, man. If you want some good football coverage, we had a blast doing it. We've been doing it the last couple of years. Instead of waiting all the way till Thursday, hey, we got it right here in front and center, right before your Monday night game. We start at 7:30. Boom, they kick off at 8:15, 8:30. You can go right into it. And we talk about college football, and we talk about the Sunday games for the NFL, and then the upcoming Monday night game. And we're going to rock on all the way to the last game of Super Bowl Sunday, man. So we'll definitely do that, man. But yep. But hey, switching gears. You know what time it is. Look at Ryan. It's WNBA time with Ryan D'Souza, man.
Man.
Get your W's up. Get your W's up. Get them W's up.
Where's Dan at?
W's up.
I love
it.
Man. Yo, before I start, listen, there's context. I always try to be objective. I really do. I honest to God. And we had this thing this past week. When we was talking about no, hear me out. Just hear me out. No, I'm just.
Oh, no, not that wasn't towards you. I'm just it was towards Dan.
It's context is everything, and that's why you need to hear the Sports Chasers. We absolutely don't look for the hot click or nothing like that. We absolutely like to dive in to really see. And what I like about all these guys on this panel, including the guys that's not here, we always fact check one another. DA is always and Ryan's always be like, hey, did they really say that? Did they say that? And that's what pretty much went on when we had this conversation about the whole Caitlin Clark and whether Cheryl Swoops is hating on her. That she said something on the last podcast. And if you listen to everything in its entirety, and that's why I posted in our chat group, Cheryl Swoops didn't say anything, man, that was disparaging towards Caitlin Clark. Not one thing. Not facts. I listened to it. I kept waiting. For all those trying to hot bait people and stuff like that, shame on you, whatever. You're whack. That's all I got to say.
They were. Some were mad because she didn't mention Caitlin Clark. She said the fever had looked amazing during after the Olympic break. They said they look great, and she just merely highlighted the 3 girls who had career nights. But she started off saying, "Hey, the fever looks great, right?" But Lexi Hull had 22 points in 21 minutes. Aaliyah Boston almost had a triple-double as a center. Kelsey Mitchell is shooting like 6 for 8 from 3, or scoring 27 points. She did not mention Caitlin Clark, who also had a good game, but to her standards, from what we saw, it wasn't a career game. She had 23 and 9, which is good. It's awesome. But there was was she trying to throw shade? I don't know. But from what I heard, and they also gave her kudos for breaking Teacher Pachero's assist record for a rookie. Yeah. So they, sometimes you gotta just pick your battles, man. You can't be calling wolf for everything. Oh well, that's a term? Calling wolf.
Crying wolf, yeah.
Yeah.
You can call him or cry, it don't matter.
Yeah,
you
can't cry wolf for everything. That's why I said, Kev, I don't want to listen to somebody's podcast or rant. I want to hear what Cheryl said. And let me draw my conclusion.
And that is when I went and pulled it up myself, and I posted in the group chat, and I listened to the whole hour change of it, and I was like, well, dang, Ryan even did the transcript of it. He just said everything that she said, and I was like, everything. It was exactly what she said, man. And I think me personally, I think people are still upset at what Cheryl Swoops has said initially, right? People have long memories and they still don't forget. So they think every time she don't say nothing, they're drawing their inference. And that guy on YouTube, I forgot his name. And
no, don't even say it.
No. I'm not going to give him no. But he was absolutely trying to get some clickbaits. And then I think I showed you another video how another guy kind of called him out on it. Like, he's only been doing this last month to try to get his viewership up, which is whack. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you never really. But whatever. No, we ain't gonna give him no shine on this.
Nope. Kev, I was going into the podcast thinking, man, what the hell did she say? I'm like, come on, Cheryl. Like, what do come on. No, and it was literally
with that T-shirt.
It was
Ryan Swoops.
It was literally given. She literally gave the Indiana Fever their flowers. Yeah. Like I didn't get it.
I gotta give it. Hold on one second. I gotta give love to DA because DA always says to me, Kev, what did she say that, or did he say that? Yeah. And he always and I'm thankful that he keeps me in check when he says that. And I said, okay, let me go fact check. And that is why I did what I did. And I listened to it. I said, man, she ain't say nothing. She didn't throw no shade or whatever the case may be. And she did mention that she broke the record. And I think, let me go into a little bit deeper. I think people, like they said, they cry wolf a little bit too much. And they're mad at the Seattle Storm players because, a reporter asked them some questions. Hey, y'all just lost the game. I don't want to hear no questions about somebody from another team either. That's stupid. Yeah, so I don't want to hear that. That's dumb. So all of you, they're calling me Captain Caitlin, but at least I'm a realist, man. Those Seattle Storm players, they didn't want it. They just lost in the heat of the moment. So why would they answer a question about Caitlin Clark? Y'all need to stop.
Give them a second. Right? Give them a second. Let's stop baiting and gaslighting the situation.
Yes, that's exactly what they're doing.
Most of us that watch sports, we all say, they're going to be a lot better as a team after these girls get some rest, right? Mm-hmm. Caitlin was just in the NCAA championship a few months ago. She needed that Olympic rest. They probably had some practices, of course. They worked on some things. They talked. They got on the same page, and they look like a far more cohesive unit than they did when the season began. Mm-hmm. They look, and a lot of teams are going to get that, of course, right? Because everybody had the same break. But the reality is you'll be able to see it more because I guess the eyes are on Kate more. But it'll be same for girl from Notre Dame. What's her name? Your girl, Kev? from Notre Dame.
Enrique?
Yeah.
Enrique?
Enrique.
Yeah, Enrique.
Yeah.
Right. And
she's playing tonight. She's playing. They're playing the Liberty right now. It was a close game in the fourth quarter, but I think the Liberty are pulling away late in the fourth.
Angel Reese is gonna. Everybody gets their legs back, man, and they get to do better. And and it's still a sport, and you still have to do better every year. But I expect the Fever to make the playoffs. And
they should.
But for all the Captain Caitlins out there in the world, as long as that young lady in Las Vegas is playing, she is the MVP without a doubt.
That's a
fact.
That's a fact. That's Asia Wilson of the world.
So one thing, I'm gonna let you go, Ryan.
Yeah,
you're the expert on this, but so next year when Caitlin's doing better, she will be, and the season after, this girl, Las Vegas, is still there. She's still going to be the MVP. So just not,
and also it's no shade at Caitlin at all. But she's going to be first team All NBA, and rightfully so. She might just at the point guard spot. She might be first team All NBA. Now, and the point I was trying to make, right? She had a good game, right? But Swoops highlighted all the girls who had career games, right? And like I said, there's no better teammate than Caitlin Clark, where they show love to all the other girls, and she can take a step back, and it's not all about her all the time. She's a great teammate in that aspect, and I love that about her. You know what I'm saying? She always says the right things. She's always giving other people props, and I was just happy that we could highlight the other girls, and Caitlin just step back and be like, and you know what? And I'm 100% pretty sure she's cool with that and happy with that, because even in her press conference, she's always giving the girls love, man. If you watch her press conference, I don't think she ever had one bad press conference. So
very polished.
She's very, man. That's an excellent word to describe her. She's very polished, man. She's very polished.
But family, Iowa, they did.
And she's doing a great job. And not only that, we're talking about a break, right? Just coming back from the Olympic break. Well, she played on Saturday. They played on Sunday when they beat the Fever on Sunday. They don't play again. They haven't played since Sunday, and they don't play again till Saturday. Now they're getting a 6-day rest after playing on Sunday. So they get another 6 days. And they play the team like Dan said they're going to be Mike can contend for the championship. I say not yet, but man, let me tell you, if on Saturday they play, let me check it out here. On Saturday they play the Minnesota Lynx. And that's my team. The Minnesota Lynx are ball. They won the Commissioner's Cup. They beat the Liberty. If they beat the Lynx in Minnesota on Saturday, and it's a primetime game, it's 8:00 on NBA TV. If they beat the Minnesota Lynx, Dan might have a point that they might be for real and might can contend for this thing if they can beat the Lynx. If they beat the Lynx in Minnesota, I'm like, man, that's very impressive. So shouts out to the Fever. They're standing in the seventh. They're in the 7th spot right now. They're a game and a half above Chicago, who's sliding after making that trading Mabry. And watch out for Atlanta. Atlanta, the dream is coming. I believe they won like 3 straight games, and they beat some formidable opponents. And they're sitting right now in the 9th spot, and they're only a game behind Chicago for that 8th spot. So watch out for Atlanta. I thought Dallas was going to make a run getting Satu Sabali back, but they're still struggling a little bit. They're going to take an L tonight against the Liberty. Mm-hmm. So and it looks like the Liberty right now are in a tier by themselves. They look like they look like the New York Liberty look like they're in a tier by themselves. And I have to say right now, the second best team to me is Minnesota. It's Minnesota. Yeah. They just went into Vegas last night and beat the Aces. And let me tell you, Collier, Nafisa Collier from Minnesota, man, she's an all-around talent, man. She does everything on the court. So Minnesota, man, if I'm making a bet on BetStamp, I'm putting some money on Minnesota to win the whole damn thing.
Go ahead.
Over the Liberty, you think?
Bet wise, so I can bet wise, like it,
Bet
like
wise.
right,
do you
like
think? Do you think the Liberty after the last year, the Liberty coming off the loss to the Aces, right?
Oh yeah, the Aces, right? Because and let me just give the audience some context with that, right?
Right.
So you know, they both the 1 and 2 seed, Aces and the Liberty, both considered the super teams, right?
Super teams, right?
Right. So the Aces has been through the war together. They're coming up a championship already. The Liberty were just kind of put together. So there was a whole, I don't want to say beef, but the narrative was one team is a super team and one team is a super team that's a team that's been through it. And not only that, Chelsea Gray had got hurt, and I want to say in Game 3 she got hurt. They were up 2-1. The Aces were up 2-1 in New York, and without like 2 starters, beat the Liberty in New York to win the championship. So there's a rivalry there, but right now I think the Liberty are the class of the league. But like I said, as far as the betting aspect, to get some good odds with to make some money if it hits, I would bet Minnesota to win the championship.
I might have to put some money on that.
Watch Minnesota, man. Watch them girls. Them girls can hoop, man. They went into Vegas last night in Vegas and smacked them around, bro.
Hey, real quick, and I know this is off topic a little bit, man, but that 7-foot Chinese girl, she coming to the WNBA?
I'm not too sure because
is she in high school?
Yeah, she's in
she's in high school.
She might be in middle school. Oh,
she's super young, man. That probably won't be
I think she was 15, 16 or something like that. She got a minute before.
She's not.
Who the hell?
She's definitely a force, man. She's a
big one. I don't even know she's a force. I just know playing with those 5-year-olds, she's killing them. So
well, she's doing what she's got to do. She's a force.
Yeah.
You can't teach size, bro.
You can't. You cannot.
Yeah.
You really can't.
Yeah.
This is the girl I saw. I'm gonna send this to you, Ryan, on YouTube.
Yeah.
This chick is dunking on the 10-foot rim like without, like off the bounce. I don't know how tall the girl is.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I think I saw it, man.
Yeah, I think I saw it. Yeah, with ease.
Yeah,
with ease.
Sure.
Just off the one dribble bounce, and it's just
yeah. It ain't that Brittany Griner just over the rim punching it. I mean, it's punching it. So
yeah,
I was like, wow, that's up. Yeah, the game is gonna change, man.
Yeah. So
Ryan.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ryan. I had a question for you, but go ahead, finish it.
No, go ahead. I'm done, bro. What's your question?
I was gonna ask you because you had brought it up the other day that the Connecticut Sun, they faced the LA Sparks in the TD Garden where the Boston Celtics play at. Just talk about that a little bit,
man. Thank you for bringing that up, Kev. Yeah. Because actually one of the Connecticut players, Dejanay Carrington,
I was going to ask that. Yes.
Yeah, she posted like, hey, there was no coverage of the game. They didn't have the game televised. So basically, they went. The Connecticut Suns went to TD Garden. There's the Suns and who's the other team? The Suns and the
LA Sparks.
And the LA Sparks. All right. Now the LA Sparks,
not what they used to be.
Right. Not they lost Cameron Brink, so they and it wasn't 2 mega teams, right? It wasn't Indiana and Caitlin Clark or Stewie and the Liberty. It wasn't the Aces and
it wasn't a marquee matchup.
Yes, and it wasn't a marquee matchup. Dog, they sold out the TD Garden Center where the Boston Celtics play. Sold it out. That game should, and it was the only game on I think on that night. Put it on ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
I told this to Kevin.
They definitely lost the opportunity to kind of promote that. Go ahead, D.
I was telling Kevin, we talked a lot of business sports, Kevin and I. And the reality is the WNBA is new at this whole stars.
Yes.
Thing.
Correct.
So they have to figure out like how
trial and error
and structure what they're doing. So it has to be a situation where from a business perspective, we only got one game on that night. Epic. Let's just throw it all into that. Get ESPN to air a game, ABC to air the game. Do what we got to do to market ourselves because we only got one game on, right? But they'll get better at that, and I think they'll probably have more weekends seeing this mistake this last weekend where it'll be a Caitlin Clark on a Saturday night somewhere, standalone game.
Yeah, real quick, DA. That's my apologies on that. I want to correct myself. It wasn't a standalone game. There was 2 other games on that night.
Okay.
Right.
So my apologies with that. It wasn't a standalone game, but it was
still.
But still, like you have a
again.
Once they sold the game out, dude, switch it to ESPN or whatever.
Switch with football.
Yeah,
they do it with football. You can flex a game. You flex a game and
flex it right then and there. You flex it.
Yeah.
Like
like I said.
And for context, right? What better way to show that the game is growing, right? When you have the Sparks and Connecticut selling out the TD Garden where the Boston Celtics play, and you don't have Caitlin Clark there. So people would have said if Caitlin Clark was there, oh, it's only sold out because Caitlin was there, right?
That's fine,
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Lessons learned.
Yeah, show them that hey, the whole league is a draw, and a lot to do with Caitlin. Not selling her short on that. A lot to do with Caitlin, but teams are selling out, man.
If I was the schedulers, there would be 3 times next year where it would be only one game. It would be the Fever against Chicago. 3 times. We do one in what's the thing in Chicago Stadium where Michael Jordan played?
United Center.
Stadium.
United Center.
So
one in the field house. It'd be one in the United Center, one in the field house, and then one in a neutral.
So you would have them in the NBA arenas because the WNBA arenas are a lot smaller.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Hey, listen.
Got you.
If you don't shoot for the moon, you'll never get to the stars. So you got to do it. You got to try at some point in time, especially that you're getting an influx of money next year for the travel. You got the bread. You can do it. So
yeah,
that's all.
Nah, good point. And Dejanay Carrington, she posted it on Twitter. I had it up here for a second. Put it back up here. She said, since we got to do our own promo, we're playing at the TD Garden tonight, and it's sold out. 19K plus. First W game here ever. Historic, not on TV, but you can catch it right here on Twitter. And she had it.
Hey.
She had it live stream. So
super sad.
Yeah, super sad. So yeah, they missed the opportunity. Go ahead, D.
From the business perspective, I'm not going to be mad at her, right? But she's getting at her boss, right? She's talking about the WNBA not doing their job, right? Mm-hmm. So that goes back to, and listen, don't cancel me, ladies. This goes back to women's sports with the soccer thing and the pay thing. You have to take care of your own, and the rest of us will join in. If the WNBA is not promoting their own shit, why should the NBA and everybody else promote you? Right? Why are people going to get involved if you're not, promoting yourself? Has to be a full court press.
Mm-hmm.
Has to be.
100%.
They may call me for a job. I'm a $1 million a year project manager, baby.
Just make sure you bring us along for the ride, sir. Okay.
Oh, y'all all working, big. Everybody. I don't care.
Right. Anything else?
Leave me in my office. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, I got some more things. We know Gabby Williams, just the star for France in the Olympics, had an awesome Olympics. She's back with the Seattle Storm, who she played for before, so she's back there. And watch out for another team that might can pick up another star from the Olympics, Emma Meesseman. All right. So she played for Belgium. All right. She also won a championship in Chicago with gosh, oh my God, why I gotta get the blank with her name? She's on TNT. Oh my God, man, Candace Parker. Candace Parker. Yeah, Candace Parker. Yeah, she won a championship with Candace Parker in Chicago. The Las Vegas Aces has an open spot. Watch that. Watch Emma Meesseman going to the spot to the Aces. Watch that. Watch for that. But just wanted to highlight that, man. That Gabby Williams is back with the Seattle Storm. Nice. So happy to see that.
Gotcha. He is Ryan D'Souza with the WNBA. That's right. We talk WNBA on this show. For all those that say, yeah, we do it. Support the WNBA, man. Support the WNBA. Support them. Support the ladies, man. Watch it. I think they play very good fundamental basketball. Ryan doing up the W's. You know what I'm saying? We're the sports chasers for a reason, man. And competition is the competition. We're gonna get at it and cover it and talk about it and dialogue about it, man, like we did, man. So I love these guys. I love what we do. I like the fact that we, like I said earlier, man, we fact check one another, man, and we challenge one another, man. Not a bunch of yes men on here and, I agree with you, or ain't nothing staged on here either, man. Now put your glasses on. Ain't none of that stuff. Go ahead.
I'm gonna just segue real quick, and you all can fact check us on Twinbox. Take it away, Kev.
There you go. Twinbox, that's right. You go to sportschaserspodcast.net. You go scroll down at the bottom. It says things hey, ask the Chasers anything. You put in there, hey, what did Ryan say about any WNBA team? And it will pull it up for you. Or who did the DA say will win college football championship? It'll pull it up. And, there go your receipts if you want to fact check us, man. So I love it. I love what we do. We here every Thursday night. Like I said, football season, Mondays, we're going to be on for an hour starting at 7:30. I believe our first show, hold on, let me get it real quick. Our first show should be...
So it's the 9th.
The 9th, yes, correct. The 9th. Monday the 9th. That'll be the NFL will have its first weekend. They think they play that Thursday night, the 5th. And they'll have their first week. College football should be into week 2, and we'll be definitely talking about it, man. So, hey, good show tonight, great show tonight, man. Great show tonight, man. Appreciate everybody for logging in and checking us out. All those on the podcast side, make sure on the podcast side you give us that 5-star review. Also on the YouTube side, you can like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share the channel to those that love sports and like to talk sports and get into the comments and hey, we answer all comments, and in the words of D-Dub and DA, we address all drama, too, when it comes to the world of sports, man. Hey, party shots, we're going to get on out of here. I'll give it to D-Dub. D-Dub, what you got for us before we get out of here, bro?
Yo, man, I want to say happy birthday to you, brother. Yo, my man.
Yes, sir,
happy born day, bro. So, yeah, man. Yeah. How old are you going to be, bro?
Dang, man, y'all put me out there. Yeah, 50.
Put that man business out there like that.
Yeah, happy birthday, my G. So it's all good.
It's actually tomorrow, but I feel really blessed, man. To feel good. Just feel great, man, and just living and breathing and doing what I want to do, man. And I'm grateful for that. And hey, I'm hanging out with some great guys. My brother's here on the Thursday night. And, we talking, we kicking sports, man. So
There you go.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all the birthday wishes that I received so far, man. And I appreciate that, D-Dubs. Thank you so much, man. Thank you,
man. But Sports Chasers every Thursday. Holla
that's
at
right,
boys.
We do it.
No
The DA,
sneakers
what
this
you
year,
got
but
for us,
we good.
DA? What you got for us, bro?
No sneakers this year, but
DA, get the man. You know what? I got to I'll pull it up next week. Don't forget. DA bought me a nice gift, and then I had somebody else did like a cartoon design to it. I got to show it. I got to get them some love. They did a great job too, man. So shout out to them. I'll show it to them next week. Thank you, DA, for that. Ryan, what you got for us before you go? Ryan, yawning. Is you yawning, Ryan? Nah, he ain't Ryan. He can't be yawning, Ryan.
Oh no, I didn't yawn.
Oh, okay. I thought you was yawning, bro.
No.
Hey, he can't.
I'm old.
He's 24 years old.
I wish. 49, bro. I'm almost 50. Yeah. No, man. Once again, another Thursday night, Sports Chasers. Like you said, man, we tackle every aspect of the sports realm. So much love, man. Much love to everybody out there listening, and much love to you guys, man. Thank you for having me.
Yep. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. The angry one, what you got for us, bro? Before we get on out of here, man.
Great show as always. Thank you for everybody that tuned in, that was listening, that was watching, all that good stuff. Happy 365 to our host and moderator, Kevin, a.k.a. I ain't going to go into all of that because he got several. So, man, a great show to see everybody, man, in their absence. Toxic Dan, Mike Millie, we miss you. And, man, great show, man. Great show. Y'all go out there, y'all take it light and enjoy your sports, man. Catch us back next Thursday.
Enjoy your sports, man. Enjoy your sports. I ain't got nothing too heavy. Appreciate, like I said, all the birthday wishes, man. Thank you for another year around the sun, 365. And hey, like I said, we the Sports Chasers. We do what we do. We here on Thursday nights. Like I said, don't forget to check us out on Mondays. Here for the football season for an hour, as we call it, the Sports Chasers Monday Night Football Blitz, as we will talk about college football and the NFL, man. So NFL season's here. Hey, and we'll talk. We'll definitely talk about that next week. Pretty much all NFL will talk with a splash, of course, of WNBA, of course, and stuff there. But we'll be a little bit more. MLB is heating up, man. So, but hey, we'll get some more love to the NFL next week. But hey, I'm going to get on ahead. We're going to get ahead on behalf of myself. I'm Kevin Warren, your host and moderator, for Daryl D-Dubs Warren, for the DA, for Ryan D'Souza, for James the Angry One, and in their absence for Dan the Toxic One, the hockey dude, and Mike Mills from the 16th floor. We don't know where he's at, but shout out to Mike. Thank you, bro, for chiming in on the check-in, man. This is Sports Chasers Podcast. Y'all be good. Y'all be great, man. Hey, y'all have a great weekend, man. Be safe, be blessed, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.